Good morning and welcome to Cindy's Kitchen. Yes, we're back again today. If you're brand new, welcome. We are a cooking community and we have fun and we laugh and we share tips. If you don't like that, head on over to our YouTube channel, also called Cindy's Kitchen, and you can watch an edited version and download the recipe. We're also on MeWe. So if you'd like to go over there, also called Cindy's Kitchen, there's a page and a group you can join. Now, that being said, let's say you're watching the show after we're already done with our live, you're watching the replay. Don't forget to put hashtag replay and the state or country that you're in. So, that being said, good morning. Good to see you. Hey, Gail. Oh, it's sunny, but it's cold in Chicago. All right. Hi, Eileen. It's so good to see you, sweet lady. Oh, it's windy in Chantilly, Virginia. Oh, my. It's in Houston today. The sun is shining, and it's a little chilly. Like in Houston, if it's below 70 degrees, people say, oh, it's a little chilly. Good morning, Jamie and Diane. Linda Sue, good to see you. Oh, it's barely 30 degrees. Oh, my goodness. There is Anne from the UK. Joan, she's chilly in Illinois as well. You know what? I think we have so many from Illinois. Susan, I'm so glad you're here because I'm going to tell a story on your daughter today. One that you might enjoy. Good morning, Diane. Good to see you. Make sure that if you're new, that you say hello and you say what state and or what country you're from. And I'm so glad you're here. Good morning, Judy. You guys warm my heart. I know that we don't know each other in person, but your names, when I see your names every day, and sometimes you have a picture next to you, I feel like we've all come together again. And hey, Kelly, Texas, of course, my old friend Kelly, good to see you. I feel like, you know how, I don't know in your house, but in my house, we always gathered around the kitchen. Oh, Baltimore, Maryland, I bet it's cold up there. Sharon, my lovely, good to see you. Hi, Julia, good morning, Sue. At your work, so you're sneaking me in. Well, I'm gonna tell the story early on, Susan, so you'll get to hear it. But at my house, everybody gathered in the kitchen. That's where everything happened. Diane, we are a cooking family, and I do think of you guys as family. And so because everything always happened in the kitchen, even if I had like a party and we had things, everybody stood in the kitchen. Didn't matter how many chairs were set out, everybody still stood in the kitchen. And so it is a meeting place, a gathering place, and really great memories are made in our kitchens. And so I'm grateful that you guys are here. Good morning, Rose and Charlene and Julie. Good to see everyone. So let's get started, shall we? Final sip, raise your cups. Today, I have my Violet Riot 16-ounce bubble mug that I'm drinking from. And so I raise my coffee to you, whatever you're drinking. Cheers. Cheers. Coffee clinks. Last sip. All right. Cooking, crochet, and Polish pottery. I wish Polish pottery had a C to go with it, but I don't know what that would be, right? That being said, hey, Janet. That night live, she's telling the story about her girls. And I'm sorry you have to catch the rerun. Have a great day. Anyway, so the whole hot cocoa thing. And they bring out the mugs and they're pouring the cocoa. And I'm imagining something very different in my mind, right? And so I'm thinking, oh, wow, that's so cool. As a family, sitting around, drinking hot cocoa. And then she says this. Good morning, Judy. Then Rebecca says this. Now, usually we use water in our hot cocoa, but for some reason, so anyway, I say, oh, there's Beverly from North Carolina. I know, Lois Sam, right? Water? Ugh. So needless to say, I type. I have a great homemade hot, but that's like, I know. That being said, once you taste this hot cocoa in the little packages, you will not make any more. This is the most decadent hot cocoa mix or hot cocoa recipe I have ever used. Sorry, there was a little notification on it. Bust it down. And I'll show you why I don't know how to bust it down. You're gonna need a big pot, okay? Oh, I didn't say. So what's cooking in Cindy's kitchen this morning? You know, I'm supposed to say that. So we're making a homemade decadent hot ready. So that's why you add water, because there's already powdered milk in there. But we're not using powdered milk, we're using the real thing. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start with our big pot. Into our big pot, we're going to add, okay? Not hot chocolate, baking cocoa, like, you know, I'm just saying. I'm gonna use a fourth of a cup. So we have a fourth of a cup of cocoa. We have 2 cups of chocolate chips. Whatever kind of chocolate chips you have, that's fine. We're gonna use an entire 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Now, those of you who don't buy sweetened condensed milk a whole lot, it's right next to the evaporated milk. The 2 things are totally different. Please, please, please do not screw up the 2. This is sweetened condensed milk, okay? Now, this is the reason I don't know how to make this recipe any smaller, okay? Oh, my friend Rita is on. Rita, I haven't seen you in a long time. Because if I reduced the recipe, right? If I just did my math and I reduced the recipe, then we would have to use part of a can of sweetened condensed milk. And then, because they don't make smaller cans, there's not like a teeny tiny can of sweetened condensed milk. And so then I would have a partial can of sweetened condensed milk lying about the house. What would I do with that? All of those people say I shouldn't lick. Too bad. All right. Now, vanilla. We're gonna add a teaspoon and a half. Okay, teaspoon and a half. I'm gonna use this side. And this is my half teaspoon. 1, so I have to have 3, 2, 3. Teaspoon and a half of vanilla. This is my caramel vanilla that I'm still using, but you can use any kind of vanilla you want to, okay? Oh, there's Mary Beth and Susan. That vanilla smells so good. All right, now we add the milk products. We're gonna add, and this is why, again, I know it makes a lot. It doesn't matter. It's bad for you. We're gonna add 6 cups of milk. I know, 6 cups, Cindy. But quite frankly, that pretty much, this, I would say, serves 8. Okay, I know we do 6 cups of milk, but I've got some more milk product to add. 2, 4, and 6. Now, I would say I was gonna yell at me if I didn't lick this, but I know there's all that good stuff on there, right? Okay, this is 2% milk, and that's because that's what we have in the house. And I wasn't gonna go buy whole milk just for this. And quite frankly, the next thing we add is heavy whipping cream. Oh, yes, we do, heavy whipping cream. Because it wasn't enough to put, oh, here we go. Wasn't enough to put the sweetened condensed milk in there. No, no, no. Now we're gonna add a cup and a half. There we go. A cup and a half of heavy whipping cream. Oh my goodness. A cup and a half, Cindy? Oh, yes, yes, yes. All right, I'm going to, let me get another one of these. I'm just gonna use my Spurtle. I love my Spurtle. I don't know if I love the Spurtle as much as I just love saying Spurtle. So I'm using my Spurtle. My vanilla in the bottles, Joan, you know I haven't opened them since, except for the ones I've used, since we made it. So, eek, right? Hey, Joy, good to see you. We'll check it today. How about that? Okay, now I've given this just a little stir, and of course my cocoa in the bottom there is got little, can you see? There you go. Now I'm gonna put this on a medium-high heat over there, and we do have to keep an eye on it because we don't want it, milk can scorch. So you don't want a high heat. So that's why I'm saying medium-high. You can put it on low if you so desire. All right, I'm gonna go put this over there. I know, it's great, right? Okay, medium-high. There we go. The other great thing about this recipe is you could make this in your slow cooker. So like if you wanted to not like mess with that, then you could make this recipe in your slow cooker. So it would be easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? So that's an option for you. So yeah, I know Eileen has had this before, right? I ordered and got in the mail 2 pie birds. Oh, Katrina, I'm so excited for you. I think it looks lovely. It adds something to, I think we eat with our eyes first. And so when you make a pie and you're using the pie bird so that the steam can escape from his little beak, one, I think it's just visually, and two, this is what I found. When you do the little slits, your pie still kind of puffs up, your top crust, and it still kind of puffs up a little bit, and sometimes can make it an uneven cook. But what I found is when I use the pie bird and the steam escapes through him or her, however then my pie crust on the top stays a nice even. It cooks evenly, it browns evenly, and the pie just looks nicer, if you ask me. Hey Floyd, good to see you. And the other thing is when you're making a pie, when you do the little slits, then as things boil, things come up out of the slits, right? So then what happens is around the slits, you might get more of a caramelization or even a burnt looking, part where you have your slits in your pie. With the pie bird, none of that happened. Yay. All right, so we have our decadent hot cocoa on the stove. We put in a 1/4 cup of cocoa, baking cocoa. We did 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 cups of chocolate chips, 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, 6 cups of milk, and 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. Hello, Floyd. Hey, Asifa, good to see you from Pakistan. Okay, somebody asked about the homemade vanilla. Let me go grab a bottle really quickly. I'm here, hold on. Okay. All right, so here's 2 that I haven't opened yet. I'm just gonna give them a sniff because I don't want to taste. Oh, that smells good. This is the spiced vanilla that we made with spiced rum. Oh, it smells lovely. Yes, the pie bird works with a savory pie as well. Good question, Nina. Good question. Yes, it does. This one is, more of the caramel vanilla. Oh, I love the smell of that. Some people are getting gifts for Christmas. Oh, my family members, hopefully, although my mom's watching, so maybe she knows that she's getting some. All right, let's work on our second recipe. Jessica, my little sous chef, is gonna be making sure she goes over every now and then and gives that a stir, only because our chocolate chips are gonna be melting and we don't want anything to stick to the bottom. We don't want the milk to scorch or anything like that. Good morning, Bev and Sandra and Lisa, good to see you. Tell us what state and or country you're from. Okay, now we're working on recipe number 2. I know that I have said that all of November are ideas for you for the holidays. And today is kind of different. Although the hot cocoa, I think, would be lovely for that evening, especially it's cold. Yes, Tiffany, you may make it in the crock pot, in your slow cooker. This is a great recipe for your slow cooker. Though I would cook it on low for a couple of hours. You do need to keep an eye on it and give it a stir every now and then. But yes, of course, make it in your slow cooker. I don't really see a difference in doing it on the stovetop unless, you just want to walk away from it. So Lisa's from South Carolina. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to start with a small-ish bowl. Look at that pattern. Does that pattern make you happy? It makes me happy. What is it? Oh, it's just Ceramic Artist Stitched. I don't know the name of the pattern. Does anybody know the name of that pattern? It's one of her newer ones. And quite frankly, it makes me happy. So there you go. Good. Hello, Barb. Good to see you. So we're going to start with a medium, small-ish kind of bowl. Okay? We're going to make the dressing for our broccoli salad. So we're going to need some mayo. And we need a cup. Now, I could measure the cup. But you know that I shan't be doing that. I shan't be doing that. All right, so I know it's a pretty pattern, but I don't know what it's called. So we're going to need a cup of mayo. So I'm going to eyeball it. Hey, Mindy, good morning. Is that a cup? No, a little bit more. There we go. I'm saying that that's a cup. Eyeballing it. This isn't baking. So that's the issue. When you're baking, everything needs to be precise, and you have to level, and you have to pack, and you have to measure everything. Cooking, for me, is like a pinch of that, a dollop of this. I have fun. It's one of the reasons I love cooking, because you just kind of throw things in, and then you, nope, need something else, right? Your mother-in-law just gave you another Polish pottery mixing bowl. Wonderful. What pattern is it, Lisa? I'm interested to know. All right, so we have 1 cup of mayo. Now you're going to ask me, can you use Miracle Whip? And I'm going to tell you, I don't think that's a good idea. And I don't think it's a good idea because we're going to put sugar in here. 1/3 of a cup of white granulated sugar. Are you jealous? Look at my Southern belle. You're jealous, aren't you? And so if you use the Miracle Whip, that already has sugar in it. And so that's really going to be way sugary, right? So maybe I wouldn't use the whip. Maybe, and you're going to say, oh, is this Duke's mayonnaise? You know what? It is cheap. Oh, no, this is Kraft. Kraft real mayo. That's it. You can use light mayo. That's okay, too. Usually, that must have been on sale, because usually I had a coupon, because normally I only buy store brands. Okay. Then, interestingly, well, I am going to put in a pinch of salt and a pinch of black pepper because, you know, I do all the time. Here's an interesting addition that we're going to put in. This is celery seed. And so we're going to put in, let me see, I can't remember. Hold on, I got to look at my notes. I have to pull out of my little notebook thing. All right, so we're going to put in 1 teaspoon. Ooh, where is my, open, I say. Oh, no. I just made a big old mess. We're going to put in 1 teaspoon of celery seed. Have you ever used celery seed? Lori, long time no see. If you don't have celery seed, you don't have to use it for this recipe to be lovely and yummy. But it is a really nice addition to this. So there we go. And I've made, just look at this big hairy mess I made. Go away. Okay. So I have my celery seed in here. And then the last ingredient that we're going to put in this is our dressing, okay, that's going on our broccoli salad. The last ingredient I'm going to put in here is some red wine vinegar. I bet you have red wine vinegar in your house. Of all the things we use, the only thing you might not have is the celery salt or celery seed. And if you don't have celery seed, it's okay, but it has a good flavor. Vicki and I agree. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Now, so we've got the sweet, we've got the creamy, and now we're gonna have this lovely bite of the vinegar that just makes it lovely. Can I borrow your mother-in-law? The mother-in-law that gave the Polish pottery, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna stir. Oh, it's pink. Look, it's turned pink because we had the red wine vinegar in there. So it looks like we have a pink dressing. All right. So it kind of looks a Valentine's Day, maybe a Christmas one, right? Because it won't be pink by the time I finish mixing. Uh-oh, made a mess. I'm messy today, aren't I? It's probably easier to use a whisk to mix this all together. That being said, I used, what?
That being said.
What'd you say?
That being said.
I can't hear you.
That being said.
Oh, I said that being said. So, you know, the big joke is that I didn't realize, last week we had this discussion, I didn't realize that there were so many phrases that I said all the time, and gosh, how irritating for you that happens. One of them is that being said. She buys me all kinds of it. I got plates and they are heavy. They are, but they're awesome, aren't they? Broccoli salad and oh, yes. Okay. So one of the things I say all the time is that being said, right? All right. There's our lovely dressing. Yum. Okay, so this should go into our refrigerator. I don't know. I'm not going to put it in the refrigerator. I'm just going to set it aside. I want all those flavors to have some time to meld while we put together the other ingredients for our salad. Thank you. Okay, Elizabeth, where are you from with such a great name? Elizabeth, we just made a decadent hot cocoa. It's on the stove. Jessica's going to stir it just in a second. And we're making a broccoli salad. Yum. Okay. Lazy girl. Instead of buying a head or two of broccoli, which I normally do because it's cheaper, right? It didn't look pretty. But they had this big bag of broccoli florets. Look how big that is. 32 pounds, 32 ounces. 2 pounds of broccoli florets. So I decided that I would be lazy and we would use already cut up broccoli florets. These are great if you just want to steam some broccoli. Hello, Kathleen. Good to see you. Wanda, Sachi, Albany, New York, Northeast. Oh, you are cold. Okay. Not like cold girl. I mean like brr, cold girl. All right. So how much to use, right? I would say, I don't know if my bowl will be big enough to mix everything in. I may use this as a serving bowl, and I may get my big bowl so that I can mix and not make a mess. You're in the Finger Lakes. No. Arbab. All right, so I'm gonna say, like if you bought a head of broccoli, I think that's enough. I need Bob. I know, except that we're gonna use our Bob, the really big old bowl. This is the artesian bowl, not the nesting bowls, okay? So I'm gonna use our Bob, our really big old bowl. I know, because this will be my serving bowl, okay? That being said, as I put these in here, I'm gonna look at them. Look at that. That's too big for your mouth. So what you wanna do, and you certainly could cut if you desire, but come on. Everybody can, although that bottom is too big. My bottom is too big too. How about yours? The COVID, your bottom is too big syndrome, right? That's what I got. Okay. Now, the only time you might need your knife is, let's say you don't want that on there. But quite frankly, I just popped it off. All right, so that's okay. I don't have to mess with that. Bob means, oh yeah, in case everybody doesn't know, Bob means big old bowl. Big old bowl, right? So I like, when I eat my broccoli salad, I like like that's okay. But that is not. So I'm just gonna use my hands. Oh, there are several that are just lovely. Yay, that I don't have to do anything with. Just when you get a bigger one, get on to the Decadent Troy. I already did the Decadent Hot Chocolate. It's cooking right now. The Decadent Hot Chocolate had, I'll go through the ingredients one more time, a 1/4 cup of cocoa, baking cocoa, 2 cups of chocolate chips, a can of sweet condensed milk, a 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, 6 cups of milk and a cup and a half of heavy whipping cream. You'll be able to see it when we taste it. So don't despair. No despair, I tell you. Okay, there we go. I'm happy with that. La la la. Now, oh, I did it. I did the la 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 thing again. Okay, now what else goes in my salad? You can do whatever your little heart desires on how you make your salad, right? But I'm giving you how I make the salad. 1 stalk. I'm going to tilt you down a bit. And I'm going to pull this way so you can see. 1 stalk of celery. Now again, I don't like big chunkies of anything really. So you see how I cut the celery so it's in tiny littles, I tell you. And then I'm just gonna do little bite-sized, little dice, right? If you're a big celery fan, add another stalk. But we already have the celery seed in our dressing, so we're gonna have a good. I logged on late. Did you use your own vanilla, Laurie? I did. I used my caramel vanilla. But you can just use regular vanilla. It's all good. All good. All right, so there we go. In 1 stalk of celery. Kim, good morning. Good to see you. Okay, in. Now we're going to need a green onion. Get a green onion. There we go. Green onion. COVID on the rampage again in your area of Albany County. A breath of fresh air. Oh, thank you so much, Elizabeth. You know, you guys don't realize how much joy you bring me. I mean, you really do. When, because you know, when we started all this, because my husband is an ICU director, 86 days without him, I thought I was gonna die. I'd never been apart from my husband for that long. And so having you guys really saved me. I promise you saved me from a deep well of depression. So I'm really glad that you guys did that. Hey, Jennifer and Joan, good to see you. And even though when he moved back home, I had thoughts of stopping the cooking show, I felt like we'd really become a family. And like I said, even though there are so many of you that I've never met you in person, I've never seen your face, I still feel like I know you. And when you're not here like Michelle, Michelle Savini, I've seen her, I know her in person, but she hasn't been on here for a while. And so I missed her. My friend Eileen and Julie, I go to church with them, but I haven't seen them in 8 months. I mean, 8 months since I've left this house, except for the grocery store and the hospital and all that. Okay, 1 green onion. In we go. The next thing, what are we going to add? Oh, I'm going to add an apple. Now, you know what's good in here is grapes. Seedless. I do the seedless grapes. I took that little sticker off because I don't care that they say it's edible. I'm not eating the sticker. I'm using a green Granny Smith apple, but quite frankly, if all you have is a red one, a Red Delicious or a Gala or whatever kind you have, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I do have one little bit. It's good news for me, but maybe sad news for you. We will have a show on Thursday, and I'm looking forward because we're going to be making an amaretto cranberry sauce. Homemade amaretto cranberry sauce. So I think you'll really like it. But we will not be having a show on Saturday. You do your grocery pickup at 10. Oh, Julie, so you're back in time. We're not going to have a show on Saturday because I'm leaving on Friday to go pick up my youngest daughter from college because it's, it's the break for Thanksgiving, but then they don't go back. Do any of you have college-age kids? I know that Julie does. Does anybody else have kids that are in college right now? I'm interested to see if you do. So anyway, we will have the show on